welcome to the weekly Goddess Energy Forecast. Real quick, a quick introduction. My name is Abigail. I am an intuitive quantum goddess coach, and it brings me so much joy to be able to share this with you every single week. And if you're new to this, if you're new to my videos, my forecast, the purpose of the forecast is to give you an outlook of what energy you're going to be working with for the week. And then with the help of the cards, we receive messages from the divine to guide us to the most successful week. And so I'm really excited to bring this week's messages. And then, of course, the goddess that's going to be working us, holding space for us for this week. So let's go ahead and begin. If you haven't already chosen, if you haven't already chosen your card yet, go ahead and do that. Just close your eyes real quick. Get centered. Drop your awareness into the heart space. Taking some deep breaths in. And you can place your hands on your heart and just ask, where do I need to focus my energy this week? Where do I need to focus my energy this week? And then choose which card, 1, 2, or 3. Once you have received which one you were drawn to, let's begin. So before I share the messages from the cards, I wanted to talk a little bit about the energy of this week, because we just walked through the full moon in Gemini with the 1212 galactic gateway, or the light activation gateway. And so there's still a lot of energy buzzing around. You know, the full moon really amplified, since they both happened the same day, it amplified the light that we received on the 12, or that day, 12/12. And so I'm wondering, how are you feeling now? There's a reason, you know, everything that happens, you know, planetary, there's always a reason to why the cosmos arrange things, right? And with this 12/12 energy gateway and the full moon aligning perfectly on the same day, so that we can receive as much light as we can, guess what is coming up next? It's the eclipse season. Right, we are already in the eclipse season. The actual eclipse happens on the 26th, so the day after Christmas, but we are in that shadow season. And so eclipse season is all about working on the things that we have hid for a long time, or the things that we kind of, you know, shut the door on, or we didn't want to work on. The eclipse season is a perfect time for us to work on your shadow. The things that hold you back, the things that you refuse to see because it might be too hard, or you might feel like you don't have the tools to deal with it at the time. Eclipse seasons tend to bring up those shadow aspects of ourselves, those shadow archetypes, so that we can face it head on. Well, guess what we need in order to work with our shadows? Well, guess what our shadow wants? The purpose of the whole shadow work is to bring light to where there's no light within us. And so we're entering this eclipse season already with as much light as we need, so that we can beam it in all these new areas, or even old areas that have been closed off for a long time, so that we can just beam in as much light in there. Here's the thing, these areas that we've closed on within us, within our psyches, within our minds, within our lives, they usually hold a sacred, a very important piece of the puzzle that we need in order to move forward, in order to make a decision, in order to create something, in order to manifest something. And so this is an opportunity for us to receive those golden puzzles, or those golden tickets, so that we can really move forward into 2020 fully empowered, fully aware, conscious, and motivated to create whatever it is that we're supposed to create, whatever it is that we desire to create. So this is a big blessing for us. If you never saw the eclipse season as that, if you didn't even know anything about eclipse season, there you go. Here's a little intro for you, and that's literally all you need to know, what that purpose of the eclipse season is and what you should be doing. Here's what I usually see people do during the eclipse season. There's two types of people: the people who are not aware of it, or they don't want to know anything about, when it comes to cosmo alignment and all of that stuff. And then there are people who are conscious about that energy, but don't know how to work with it. So therefore, but both groups of people are both afraid of that energy. So whether you're conscious of that energy or not, it is something that we all work with. It is something that we all step into. But intuitively, you will always feel these energy working on a subconscious level. Now, when you become aware of it, you become empowered. So you step up and you work with it instead of the energy just stepping in and tossing you wherever it wants to toss you, right? You become the conscious creator, co-creating with that energy, which is the whole purpose. That's what the cosmos wants. It's a co-creation business here, right? But sometimes, especially for the people who don't want to wake up to it, sometimes they need that wake-up call. You don't. If you're listening to this, you don't. You are very aware of this. That's why you were drawn to listen to this video. So here's the thing. You just being aware of this eclipse season, knowing what the purpose of the eclipse season is and what you're supposed to be doing, that's all you need. That's all you need to be able to blast through this. And the cosmos made sure that you were beamed into, like you've been filled up with as much light as possible. Now, if you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't do anything on 12/12, does that mean I didn't receive any light? You still received light code activations. You still did. It's just on the subconscious level. So for you, I would say unlock it. Unlock it by becoming aware. Like, I did receive light codes. Where did I receive it at? Begin to ask those questions and allow those doors to open up for you. That will be the beginning of your work for the eclipse season, right? Because as you open those doors, the light begins to flood in, right? Now, what does that look like when the light flows into these shadow areas or these dark areas within us that have been shut off for so long? What does that look like? Now, if you've been doing the work, if you've been aware, it might look like an aha. It might look like you've come home, because there are pieces of you that comes back to you. So it might feel like, that sense of wholeness, like, oh my gosh, I just received the most important part, of me that I needed, right? But again, for those people who are not aware of it or who are afraid of it, the initial reaction will be that fear. Because the whole reason why you put it behind that door is because you were afraid to face it in the first place. And so the eclipse season, what is going to be blessing you with is showing you your courage and your strength. So those doors will open up for you, whether you think you're ready for it or not. They will open up because you know what? Because the divine knows that you are strong enough to deal with whatever opens up for you. You are strong enough to deal with whatever opens up for you. Whatever comes your way to face it, you have the ability to face it head on. And you don't have to do it by yourself. This is what the universe keeps, what am I looking for? Trying to remind us. We literally have legions of light, legions of angelic beings, legions of guides and ascended masters who have been assigned to each of us to work with us. So if you haven't been doing this, this is a perfect time for you to open that door up. Call on the help of your guides, the ascended masters, the masters of light, the angelic beings. Call them in and say, hey, I'm about to face something. I feel it. I'm about to face something that is very challenging for me, but I know with your help, this is nothing. I need your help. Can you walk with me? Can you help me break through this? Can you give me the strength to do this? Can you give me the courage to face this? You don't have to face this by yourself. The other thing is that The divine will never give you something that you're not ready to face. So whatever opens up for you is because you already have the tools to face it. You already have the tools to break through it. So that's like a little thing I want to get you guys going on that. So that you can really harness that gift of the eclipse season, because that's what we need. That's like the prerequisites, or that's what is preparing us to really enter 2020 in a way that is that uplifts and empowers us, in the way that gives us more opportunities and more success for what it is that we need to step into, the versions of ourselves and we need to step into the new year. We're being groomed for that energy. And 2020's energy is powerful and potent and supportive. But there's so much gem to it, because again, we're going to be stepping into the 5D version of ourselves. If you haven't already yet, you're going to be stepping into that 5D version of yourself, which that version of yourself is fully in partnership with your higher self. And not just in partnership, has fully embodied your higher self. Your 5D version of yourself is your higher self. And that's what we're going to be really representing in 2020. And to be in alignment, to be the full embodiment of your higher self, everything changes, everything shifts, everything gets lifted up. It is beautiful, but that's something that we're going to be stepping into in the new year and working through. So let's focus on the energy right now that is preparing us to enter that. We're being given the opportunity to end that, whatever it is supposed to be, we need to end. We're being given the opportunities to close the doors that we're supposed to close the door to, right? That no longer serves us. We're being given the opportunity to release and let go and release, like shed the heavy stuff that no longer serves us. And even on a higher level, we're being given the opportunity to close down timelines that no longer serves us, that are just sucking energy out of us. And we're also being given the opportunity to merge timelines that will actually help us in this physical lifetime. We're in a powerful times, my dear. So what I'm gonna end with this before I step into the messages is that whatever opens up for you, whatever chance that you get to face a challenge or shadow aspect of yourself, know that one, you already have the tools, you can do it, you can break through. And I wouldn't be surprised if I met this somewhere, a message in there in one of the cards that will support you on this, if that is your path. But there's nothing that will come to you right now, this week, that you don't have the tools to break through. You can do this. Leave the fear behind. That no longer serves you. You are a very powerful, magnificent, dynamic being. Embrace that. You already have the light within you. The cosmos make sure that you are pumped with as much light as possible. Let that lead your way. Let that light your way. Let that light your path. All right, my loves, let's go ahead and begin. So, if you were drawn to card number 1, your card is Star Seeds. And this card is asking you, what lights you up? If you're drawn to card number 1, you're being asked this week, what lights you up? You're being asked to put your focus on what lights you up and doing more of that. Now, here's the message. And all of the cards, let's see here. Yeah, so there we go. Star seeds are souls with a double mission. So how many of you believe you're star seeds? Yeah. Even if you didn't choose this card and you believe you're a star seed, which I am, and you believe you're a star seed, this message will apply for you too. Star seeds are souls with a double mission: to raise their own consciousness and the consciousness of the planet. They are old souls who have incarnated elsewhere beyond this planet. Many starseeds arrive with the feeling that time is running out and that there is something that they came here to do or create or contribute. If you pull this card, if this card is drawn to you, or if you chose this card, it is to confirm that you are a starseed and you are being encouraged to answer the call, to follow what lights you up. Once awake, most starseed souls find it hard to have meaningless conversations, jobs, and relationships. They innately know that there is much more to life and feel that there is something more and get to work. They remain restless until they step into their calling, which is to light up the world with their unique presence. Starseeds are scattered all over the planet, in hospitals and in schools, in slums and mansions, on stages and in edit suites, in parks and nightclubs, in taxis and theme parks. Many starseeds spend parts of their lives trying to fit in or in some form of spiritual closet. If you are dimming your light to fit in, it is time that you stop and start embracing the unique light that you came here to share. And treat your time on earth like a glorious vacation. I love that. Treat your time on earth like a glorious vacation. Starseed, what lights you up? Beautiful. If you were drawn to card number 2, this card has appeared 3 times, 3 weeks in a row. It is the card of initiation, and it represents the rite of passage and also crossing the threshold. So I wonder if people selected this card in the past, if it has continued that pattern for you. Here's the message if you were drawn to card number 2. Some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are breathtakingly beautiful on the inside. This represents the journey that the soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred, but only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You are being tested, initiated, because you are headed somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We are called to face that We are called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. I feel like that right there, that is the eclipse energy right there. Initiations, like rites of passage, mark the shift from one age to the next and can take place because of emotional turmoil, great loss, grief, or devastation. But it is through the seeming hardship that our heart cracks open and our spirit is invested to step forward. We take the sacred voyage into more of who we are and who we came here to be. It can be painful and scary, but once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. If you're in the middle of an initiation right now, you will get through it. And one day soon, you will bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. You are going somewhere sacred. It will be worth it. And you are closer than you think. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. If you were drawn to card number 3, or if you chose card number 3, here is your message. So your card is the Akasha, and it says your guidance is divinely guided. So here's the message. Akasha exists in the 5th dimension. I love this one right here. Akasha exists in the 5th dimension and the library of souls. All soul contracts, history, gifts, lessons, and more exists here. We each have access to this information of the past, present, and future and can tap into it at any time. While we have free will, there are also points on the timeline of our lives that are predestined or pre-planned. soul contracts or agreements that were made before incarnated. It could be a company you chose to work for, a relationship you plan to have, or a person you agreed to mentor or help. Whatever it is, know that it is divinely guided and will not bypass you. If you are waiting for a sign to proceed, this card is it. You are likely living out an important part of your soul's journey, and you are exactly where you need to be. This is very exciting indeed. It is time to call in the support of your helpers, both in the physical realm and the spiritual world. To trust the signs coming, to take note of your dreams, to notice any feelings or visions that you receive, for you are tapping into the wisdom of Akasha, and you are being given the go-ahead to proceed. Oh, I love this. I want to read this last part again because this is important. If you were drawn to card number 3, where you need to focus your energy this week, it is time to call in the support of your helpers, both from the physical realm and the spiritual world. It is time to trust the signs coming, to take notes of your dreams, to notice any feelings or visions that you receive, for you are tapping into the wisdom of the Akasha, and you are being given the go-ahead to proceed. Beautiful. How many of you, especially those who are drawn to this card, how many of you already do like Akashic readings where you tap into the Akashic realm? And now you know that the Akashic realm is in the 5th dimension. So once we step into 2020, you also understand what part of you that gift, especially if you already have this gift, what is going to be amplified. Now, for me, this is something that I always talk about, in the conversation with people who are like in our field in the spiritual realm, or who do Akashic readings. When they ask me, do you do Akashic readings? And for me, it's not something that, it's always been like right here. It feels like home to me. It's something that I'm always attuned to, always connected to. As a matter of fact, some of my friends say that when they're talking to me, they're not, sometimes it's like I'm talking to their self in this present time, and other times, most of the time, the messages coming through are like I'm channeling constantly. My channel is very clear and is always connected to your Akashic field. And so you would never see me like create something and say I'm doing Akashic records readings, because I do it automatically. It is part of my work. It is part of my gift. It is infused in everything that I do. Now, if you are someone who has separated the Akashic readings, your connection to the Akashic realm, from everything that you do, in 2020, you're going to be experiencing this fluidity in your connection to the Akasha. Because once you step into that 5th dimensional self, that's who you are. You don't need to do anything. Like right now, I don't need to light a candle. I don't need to, burn a sage. I don't need to do anything special to basically tap into your Akasha, because I'm already tapped into it. It is my nature. It is my connection. Do you see where I'm going with that? All right, my loves. So this card, if you're connected to card number 3, comes with a light activation. So go ahead and close your eyes and place your hands on your heart as you receive this activation. All right, taking a deep breath in, place your hands on your heart and repeat after me. I open myself up to receive the wisdom of the Akasha. I am ready to download any information from my soul records that is in my highest good and the highest good of all right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Beautiful. All right, so now let's go to the goddess that is holding space for us this week. So this week, the goddess that came up is Goddess Maya, and she's the goddess of illusion. And when I first pulled this card, I was like, okay, like at least what came in was, hi, sweetie. At least what came in was, how the solar eclipse season, when you are when you are working on yourself, when you're working on the challenges that come up, when you're deep in that shadow work, it might seem like you're never going to see the light again. And this card is like reminding you, or this goddess reminding you that it's only an illusion, that the light is already within you. Remember, the light is already within you. So I wanted to start with that. But here is the message from Goddess Maya. When you look at the world, everything you see appears to be real. So it's easy to imagine that your current conditions are influenced only by obvious actions and calculated movements. This is an illusion, as everything intrinsically connected. Everything is intrinsically connected, though not visible to us due to the limitations imposed on our perception by our five senses. The Hindu goddess of illusion, Maya, calls you to trust that the invisible world is responding to your deepest desires and intentions to make a better life for yourself and others. Love this one. You are able to see through the curtain of illusions. Your clarity and intuition is heightened as your next steps are sure-footed. When the goddess Maya chooses to help you, trust that everything you need arises from your world with ease. The goddess Maya has come to give you some clarity now. How have you been in denial about your life lately? Have you been chasing after an outcome that eludes you? Do you want to believe in something or someone so badly, perhaps drawn by a potential you hope to see come to fruition, that you have lost your way and given your power over to them? Your alignment task is to summon your courage, again, courage here, to summon your courage and be willing to see things as they really are rather than the way you want them to be. Be honest with yourself. The goddess Maya understands the seduction of the illusion of separation. After all, she created the illusion of individual self. Once the illusion has faded, you are free to choose another path, another way, and other people to connect deeply with. This is a wonderful time to do a self-inventory of your life. How you love, what you believe, who you follow, why you choose to live the way you do. When the goddess Maya comes to break down illusions and delusions, it is a very auspicious time. So this goddess is like perfect for this week for us. So thank you, Goddess Maya, for coming. So go ahead and close your eyes, taking a deep breath in. And last week I introduced you to the bubble of light, the golden bubble of light that I was inspired, or the message that I received, that the more you work with this golden bubble of light, it will keep your vibration higher, it will keep your frequency higher, it will bring in the clarity, and you'll be able to also do what you're supposed to be doing, like the work that you're supposed to be doing, facing the challenges, all of that will seem much easier for you, because the golden ray is actually the angelic ray. And so what you're doing as you step into that golden bubble of light is that you're actually working with that angelic realm. So bring your hands to your heart and see, sense, or feel this beautiful pillar of light coming down from above and entering through your crown, through your heart, and then going all the way through you, and then anchoring into Mother Earth, all the way down into Mother Earth. Let it root down into Mother Earth. And once it's rooted, see it expand into a beautiful, like this cylinder of beautiful angelic light, white light around you, divine light around you. And at the same time, see, sense, or feel this beautiful golden bubble of light also coming down. And I see that this golden bubble of light has wings with it. And allow this golden bubble of light to come down and kind of just set around you. So now you're standing at the center of this bubble of light. Beautiful. And now notice, see, sense, or feel that the wings on the bubble of light merges with your wings. So your wings are like at the back, your upper back, the center of your upper back. Go ahead and see, sense, or feel that this golden light begins to activate your own wings so that they begin to open, break open, and expand into this big, big, giant wings around you. Taking a deep breath in here and out. Breathing in this activation, breathing in this blessing. May the angels be with you this week and through this eclipse season. May you find clarity on your path, and may you find the courage to do the work that you'll be asked to do in order to help you step into a greater, better version of yourself for 2020. Taking a deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you so much for receiving this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. Again, this is Abigail, your intuitive goddess coach. To learn more about how to work with me, you can always find me. You can visit my website at moongoddessacademy.com. And there you will find my new program, the Dynamic Woman Group Immersion Program, that will begin next year in 2020. Go ahead and sign up for it now. Registrations are open. It is an amazing program that will support you, will help you anchor that your highest dream, higher self, and help you to work through the energies throughout the entire year. Fully empowered, fully conscious, fully in your power. That is the best part about that program. And supported. You'll be in a very sacred container. So go ahead and check it out. And until next time, have a great week.